You're listening to The Forgotten Faction, brought to you by Dads of Destiny, Dads of Destiny Westside. Visit us at dodwestside.com or follow us on Twitter at DODWestside. Hey guys, this week it's going to be a short episode. We've been chatting, we've been discussing, and have kind of come to realize that there's not a whole lot going on this week. I mean, we've got Iron Banner, we've got the hard mode raid got delayed, but outside of that, there's really not a whole lot going on. So we're going to keep this episode pretty short, and then we're going to go run a stream. So System's going to head and attach the recorded stream if you're not able to watch it live to the end of our YouTube episodes. For those of you listening on SoundCloud or on iTunes, hit up our YouTube channel. We'll put the link in the show notes, and you guys can watch the stream there. So with that, let's go ahead and get this started, guys. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good. Still waking up.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. The wife and the youngest are both running 100+ fevers, and I think I'm starting to get it. So we canceled our Disney trip that was set
Stay
for
away.
Monday. Yeah. I'm pushing my vacation days back to November because of it.
That sucks.
Sorry.
So be it. It'll be my first 2 days off since April.
Wow.
Yeah. It'll be nice. Why is there a spider right there?
I don't know what that's like. I don't get sick.
Shut up. My kid had surgery, okay? Give him a break.
You don't get sick.
Ugh.
I don't.
Okay.
He's gonna come down with something.
Yep. Next week. I'm calling it. By the
Watch
next
out for
between
Samuel.
now and the next episode, he's going to get sick.
Watch out for Samuel Jackson trying to plot against you then if you're unbreakable.
Like my lady got sick, but she doesn't leave the house. So which means I brought it home from leaving the house and doing stuff. And gave
she
it to
didn't
her.
get you sick.
No.
Okay.
When he gets hit, it's gonna be bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I get sick like once maybe every couple of years.
He's going to get like super polio or something. No.
It's just going to be cancer. That's what it is. It's going to be
It's
cancer.
just all
Everything is cancer.
Everything.
It's just all
Let him
incubating
be.
inside his body.
All right, guys. So let's start out with the TWAB. So we got a new map, but we didn't get a new map.
I was gonna say, are we calling this a new map? Or are we?
You got to rehash.
We got
That's what Bungie does.
a slight rebuild of a D1 map.
It's a reskin. Let's call it what it is. It's a
reskin.
reskin with improvements.
A retooling, if you will.
Okay. All right. They said, hey, this one was all right. People liked it. What can we do to make it better? And they didn't screw it up, which I was actually kind of impressed with because I kind of like the map. So it's not too shabby. I will say it feels a little more condensed than the other one does. And I don't know if that's just the way movement feels or what, but it feels pretty good running on what was Shores of Time and is now called Distant Shore, and is set on Nessus instead of Venus. So I don't know how they want to get that one fit within the lore there. Any ideas how they're gonna explain that one? Did Shaxx just like, that's a good template, here, let me set one up here?
I think the best way they could explain that is because it's a Vex constructed area and they're robots, so they could be repeating it somewhere else.
Okay,
Exactly.
valid point. I will give
rep-
you that. I didn't
It's
think of
replication at its core.
that. Okay,
That's why I like
that is acceptable.
that's why I like the fallen ship pieces that were in the back off the sea that you could snipe aren't there anymore because different planet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Valid point. I will give you that. Very valid. Either way, it's kind of fun. Been fun to play it during Banner. It's a good addition. I like that they're kind of slowly releasing a few additional maps as we go along. I think it's pretty good. We're talking about the PC launch next. Are any of you still planning, now that we're this far into D2, planning to get the PC version as well?
Nope.
I was going to, but probably not.
I think I'm at the point where I'm planning to get it, but not the DLCs. I think I'm just going to go ahead.
Why even bother at that point?
Yeah.
Just for the PvP, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah. Just for the
yeah,
PvP.
but what happens when the DLCs come out in new maps and you're locked out of PvP because you didn't buy the DLCs?
Yeah, I guess I can reevaluate it at that point when it comes up. But
see, my big problem with it is I spent $100 on Destiny at this point. I don't know how I feel about spending another $60.
Yeah, it's understandable, especially if my concern is at this point is I barely got away with running the game on the beta. Like I went into a strike and my PC crashed. Well, crashed. I got kicked to orbit. So I'll be able to do PvP and that's it.
My computer works for it, but I'm looking at it as I'd have to start over from scratch. It's going to be rehashing of the same stuff that I've already done. And not to mention, it's on a new format, so how many bugs am I going to run into in the middle of playing it?
Yeah. It's true. Valid points.
Yeah, they've had, 2 extra months of... Not even. An extra month of, panning it out. I don't see... It's risky. And we don't have it. We have no idea how the actual servers are going to hold up.
This is
my big issue with it is, as Discord and System said, I wouldn't even be planning on buying the DLC. So, in DLC comes out in December. I've got a month of solid playing. If the actual DLC comes along around the same time for the PC version, I've got a month of playing before I get locked out.
Valid points. So I guess that means for this podcast, we are not doing the PC version. We will talk about it. We will bring you updates. And maybe we'll bring on an interview a guy or two that are playing on the PC version so we can get their opinions. But it launches the 24th or 25th, depending on the area that you're in. So good luck to you PC players. We will not be joining you, I think, is the general conversation here. So, but that's coming soon. So the minimum recommended specs are listed again. Minimum and recommended specs, I should say, are listed in the TWAB, so you can go take a look at those. It's kind of interesting that they delay the hard mode raid, but they didn't fix it. So, System, I think you and Ash, maybe you and somebody were talking about how you think they may have figured out how to see if people were cheesing it. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I'm more than positive, since they haven't actually legit said why, what the exploit was, but I'm pretty sure it was the team wipe and one of your team members leaving during the wipe exploit, so that you got no ads to spawn in the room, which I don't really understand the point of doing that, because you're not using as much ammo. But you can then have more people in the mind's eye. So the one person, you can have 5 people in the mind's eye, and one person just takes care of the scions outside. And yeah, you can get 100 plus force of will, but there's no extra damage buff past 100. So a team of 3 can get 100, so there's not really much point. But so instead of fixing it, because they haven't figured out how to fix it yet exactly, they've just built a check system to go, okay, did they do this? Did their timing of, because they can't just go, okay, somebody left your fire team, then your world's first is invalidated. The check is, if this is the exploit they're using, the check is going, okay, did they do a wipe? did the person leave at the proper time to cause the exploit to happen? Did ads spawn? And that's why they said the check takes a little bit longer to confirm worlds first. Then, that explains to me why this check is there, and because it was easier to build the check than it was to actually fix the exploit.
At that note, they could also just check and see how many ads were killed. If there's 3 ads killed, then they know you cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense, and it's frustrating that people would attempt to break the game in order to be world's first, but people will be people. So, glad to see Bungie's got a way of fixing it without, in some method, without pushing the launch back any further. So, they said there'll be a hot fix later that will resolve it, keeping people from doing that. Moving on. Feedback frenzy. Oh my gosh. Some of your topics are as broad as ways to make the Crucible more fun. I think we all know what video that's talking about. Some are much more specific as a method to mass delete shaders. I think most of us have seen or heard some of the feedback from a lot of the popular streamers or YouTubers. And if you haven't, just type in Destiny 2 sucks or something like that into YouTube, and I'm sure you'll find plenty of things that come up as people want to whine and complain. And even ourselves, we complained a bit last week, but I think we're going to try to focus on the positive things this week in the short amount of time that we're on here today. But Bungie says they're listening, they're working on some things, but they don't have any immediate plans. So that pretty much does nothing for us as far as the conversation goes, because it's just kind of like, we're listening, and that's all. So that's it.
It's like when you go to your parents and complain about something, like, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to their credit, though, how long did it take Bungie to acknowledge our feedback in Destiny 1? Like, it took them a couple of years for them to say we're listening. And right now, they've been listening a lot, or at least they just said we're listening, and it's only a month into the game. So at least they're hotter on the heels of the issues than they were in the original Destiny. So there's a positive.
Yeah. That's true. That is very, very true. Well, moving on. I'm not going to even read the patch notes. They're just talking about resolving the tower crash issues and how to report clans or players. And I've seen some real interesting clan details, clan mottos lately. I think some of those are going to get reported and pulled down for being not safe for work.
Although we will actually have something to talk about at least next week, because that Twitch stream or TwitchCon, whatever it is, comes out on the 20th. So
that's right. And they're going to talk about seasons. That's right.
So we should have.
We
something.
hit max.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Well, that is everything from the TWAB, other than your usual movie of the week videos. So I don't know about you guys, but I have been killed multiple times by Cabal spawn just falling out of the sky and crushing me.
Are you talking about the balls that come in? Or the pods that come in?
Yeah, exactly. They just come out of the sky and just crush you, and it's just like, oh, okay. Didn't know that was gonna come down right there, because I've never played this mission before, and I decided I would go get up against the wall so that I could have a good angle, and then I got crushed.
I mean, it's humorous. That's
oh yeah,
like,
it is.
I had the perfect setup and smash.
Yeah, exactly. So
they need to give a more clear indication of where they're landing, so you don't stand there. I don't know.
Right, exactly. It's just instant. There's no build up for that. It's just like, oh, there's one, and it killed me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, So, other than that, we don't really have a whole lot to talk about. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about this week in particular?
Without getting negative about the game now.
So positives with the lack of content. So I think, System and I have talked about, doing raid carries or trials carries. So this past weekend, I got to carry, I did 3 different fire teams. One fire team, we got to their highest, which they had been was at 5. The other got their first time to 7. And then the other one, I got Steel, his first flawless of D2. So it was a lot of fun. I've been enjoying doing that, taking those teams in and trying to do some teaching cards where I can. And then we've got a PvP review chat where we're uploading video and then having everybody kind of break it all down. It's been really good. The feedback's been positive, and I think we're making some progress there as a clan. And it feels like we got a whole Omega squad together and went to 7. So it was like, oh, that actually feels really good. Like it's been a while since we've done that, and it felt like we were making some progress on the PvP side. How about you, System, as far as the raid goes?
We're down under 2 hours.
How many completions you got at this point?
8, I think, maybe more. I haven't recently checked.
My brother-in-law Speedy does a lot of raiding with his clan, and he's in Shotgun Academy Discord. They've got a bot in there where you can check total raid completions for anybody that's in SGA. He's got 26 completions.
Nice.
Like, you have no life, bro.
Wow.
I was like, you have no life. Granted, he's like 20 and in college, so he's got not a whole lot going on. He's not working right now or anything. So he's I think Jaya from one of the other DoD clans was in there as well, and he's like, Speedy, are you okay? After he saw that post, because it's ridiculous to go through it that much. Granted, I think that just means the one, he enjoys doing the raid, but 2, there's really nothing else for him to do. So he's just been running it over and over again, which I think brings us back to the point that we're talking about this week, which is there's not a whole lot of content left for us to do.
No, we've all been playing other games.
Oh, okay.
Preparing to play other games.
5 minutes. We're just going to
Segue.
quickly talk about other games. What games are we looking forward to before Christmas, or we are currently playing right now that we're having fun with?
I am playing Pinball FX2 with Star Wars pinball tables, and I am anticipating Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yes, Super Mario Odyssey. I just pre-ordered that yesterday at GameStop.
Nice. Did you get a bundle or just basic pre-order?
Just the game. Yeah, we got the limited edition bundle or collector's edition bundle when we got Breath of the Wild. So
nice.
Oh, Breath of the Wild, nice.
Yes. Anybody else got something they're looking forward to, or something they are playing currently?
I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Origins.
I was so tempted to pre-order that. It was Assassin's Creed or Super Mario. I couldn't do both.
Ooh, that's a tough choice.
You made the right choice.
Well, because not only will I be playing Super Mario, but the wife and probably the 4-year-old will all be playing Super Mario. So I was like, okay, well, I'll let them have something as well out of this, and I'll get Assassin's Creed for Christmas when it goes on sale.
Yep, and then I've been playing. I actually went back into Skyrim for the survival mode that they just did. That's actually been pretty interesting.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you got to eat, you got to sleep. It's tough. It's tough.
So it's like Don't Starve Skyrim edition?
Yeah. Okay. Like you can freeze to death. You got to stay warm. All the armors have like a heat value to them, how much they keep you warm. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Definitely worth it. Because it just changes the whole aspect of the game. And then I've also been playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice. I've been playing Blacklight Retribution. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that one.
I have. Familiar, but I don't remember.
It was one of the early launch PS4 games that was free to play. It's a free to play first person shooter that is almost exclusively PvP, so it's right up my alley there. But the way it's set up is that you play and you earn tokens, and the tokens allow you to rent weapons and rent mods for those weapons, like scopes and stuff like that.
What is this, Bungie?
No, that actually sounds like a good idea. So no.
Well, and the point being is you can, if you play and enough, you'll get to be able to rent pretty much every weapon in the game eventually, with time. And then you can actually pay. It's like $1 a gun or something. It's pretty cheap. So for like $5 to $10, you can build a complete loadout with everything that you want. Or if you really want to go whole hog, you could buy just about everything in the game for like $50-$60. So about the price of a full game, you can buy everything and have it to use it whenever. But if you only want to buy, one or two things, you can only pay, $5 and be done. Or you can just use the default stuff that it gives you and play completely for free. And even the default stuff they give you are still very competitive. Like I'm still pulling like a 1.5 KD, so it's not, it's not bad. There's also a free PC version available on Steam. I'm having fun with that, just kind of killing time because it's a freebie. Looking forward to Super Mario and Assassin's Creed. But outside of that, I haven't found a whole lot to keep me busy. I've been hopping on Modern Warfare 2 on PC just for fun to practice for D2. But the closer it gets, I think the less likely I am to pick it up for D2 on PC. So I don't know. We'll see. But and then I also got one of those Super NES Classic Editions. So been playing Star Fox. That's a lot of fun.
Did you play the Star Fox 2?
I have not yet. I'm trying to finish Star Fox 1 first before I open it up.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. I'm thinking I'm gonna stream some of that. It could be a blast. So, but anywho, anything else to talk about this week, guys?
No.
Okay. Not that I can think of. I mean, in one of our chats, I know someone posted something about like a text-based Destiny RPG.
There's an RPG. Yeah, there's a RPG Destiny online game. I think it's text-based, and you tell it you want to patrol, and then you'll find enemies, and it's kind of interesting. An interesting way to do it.
I haven't tried it yet.
I have not. I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, I was on the road at the time, so I couldn't exactly do that while driving.
I've played it.
That's like a throwback to DOS games.
It's pretty much what if you remember playing like the Oregon Trail, like that's like what it is,
Nice.
You say you want to patrol, you click an enemy, you fight it, and then you get reward or whatever, and it's D1 text based essentially, like D1 vanilla text based.
Nice. That sounds fun.
But if you do play it for a while, it does really start to bog down your system.
Mm-hmm.
Which is odd.
It's web based, isn't it?
Yeah, but it starts eating up memory like crazy.
Weird. Okay. Good to know. All right, fellas. Well, I think with that, we're gonna call it an episode because there's not a whole lot else to talk about this week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, a little more to talk about with the hard mode raid, and hopefully some other news from Bungie. But other than that, we're gonna all hop on Destiny right now and stream a little bit, have a little bit of fun, and we'll attach this to the end of the YouTube episode. So if anybody wants to watch the stream, you can watch it live. Hopefully, you'll catch it if you're following us on Twitch. But if you're not, you can watch the stream on our YouTube channel, which will be in the show notes.
Do we know what we're streaming yet?
I don't know what we're streaming. You got to come find out.
We'll be streaming Patrol.
Patrol. Yes, with one person just in the party chat.
Yep. Commentator.
Yes.
Man.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good week.
See you later.